but they started it. Hey everybody, welcome to The Whole Truth, where I am taking you through the entire Bible from Genesis all the way to Revelation, and we are not skipping anything. So if that sounds good to you, make sure that you reach down, hit the little subscribe button below. Don't forget you can go over to thewholetruthbiblestudy.com, and there you'll find all of the videos in one convenient location, plus some other cool things and ways to support the channel and all of that. So go over and visit that website if you get a chance. But the most important thing, what is it? What's the most important thing? Grab your Bible. You got to grab your Bible, pause the video, get your Bible, sit down with me. Let's do this Bible study together. Today, we are in Numbers 18. We'll only do a few verses here, but it's because of the context that I want to talk about for a moment, the context of what is happening. A lot of people see Numbers 18, and they see it as like this redundant repeat of what we already know about the priest and the Levites, because we already know that I said the Levites, like the genes. It's like the Levites. Yeah, ancient Levites. Anyways, so the Levites and the priest. We already know that the Levites and the priest are the only ones who can serve in the tabernacle. We already know that the Levites and the priest are the only ones who can deal with the holy articles. We already understand that, and yet here God repeats it again, and it seems like right in the middle of these other stories, God repeats the duties of the priest and the Levites. Well, why would he do that? Well, that's the context. I'll get to that. And what does that mean for you and I? Well, I hope to show you. Read this with me first. Start with Numbers 18 and verse 1. Then the Lord said to Aaron, "You and your sons and your father's house with you shall bear the iniquity related to the sanctuary, and you and your sons shall bear the iniquity associated with your priesthood. Also bring with you your brethren of the tribe of Levi, the tribe of your father, that they may be joined with you and serve you while you and your sons are with you before the tabernacle of witness. They shall attend to your needs and all the needs of the tabernacle, but they shall not come near the articles of the sanctuary and the altar, lest they die, they and you also. They shall be joined with you and attend to the needs of the tabernacle of meeting for all the work of the tabernacle, but an outsider shall not come near you, and you shall attend to the duties of the sanctuary, of the duties of the altar, that there may be no more wrath on the children of Israel. Behold, I myself have taken your brethren, the Levites, from among you, the children of Israel. They are a gift to you, given by the Lord to do the work of the tabernacle of meeting. Therefore, you and your sons with you shall attend to your priesthood for everything at the altar and behind the veil, and you shall serve. I give your priesthood to you as a gift for service, but the outsider who comes near shall be put to death." Okay, so there we have it. There's like that division again. God is saying, hey, to Moses and Aaron, I've set you all apart for the priesthood. Now we know that because of Aaron's rod that budded. Remember, we had the Aaron's walking staff, that they took all the walking staffs of all the different people. They put them in the tabernacle. They put them in the holy place. And then when they went the next morning, Aaron's rod had a dead stick that had been shaved into a walking stick, had sprouted leaves and budded, and actually had almonds on the stick, on the walking staff. And so that was God's sign to say, this is the person I've chosen. This is the person that I want. It is Aaron and nobody else. Aaron and his sons, they are the ones who are supposed to be the priests. Remember that? Okay, and why were they doing that? Well, because the people had been complaining that Moses and Aaron had set the Levites and the Levites, and I just said Levites again. It's the tribe of Levi. It's not genes. Okay, it's the Levites and Aaron set them aside as the priests and the helpers. And so Korah, I'm working backwards here, this guy named Korah and a company of people from Israel tried to rise up against Moses and Aaron, and they tried to take the priesthood for themselves. They said, why should Aaron be the only one who's a priest? Shouldn't we get to be priest as well? Aren't we all priest? Doesn't God speak to all of us? Aren't we all holy? Shouldn't we all be able to do it? And the Lord, he did not take lightly to that. God had chosen Aaron, and he had chosen Aaron's sons, and he had chosen the Levites. Those were the chosen people to work with the holy things and the tabernacle and all of that. And so God here is going over that again. Aaron, you and your sons, you're the priests. You all have the tabernacle, everything inside of the tabernacle, and everything at the altar. That's yours. And I've given to you helpers in the Levites, the tribe of Levi. They're going to help you by washing the pans and taking the things outside of the camp that need to be taken outside of the camp and taking care of the firewood. And they're the ones taking care of the day-to-day task as well. So there's two groups of people both working for the tabernacle, but Aaron and his sons, you're the priest. You can go inside the tabernacle proper. You all partake of some of the sacrifices that come. You all get to eat from those. The Levites don't get to do all of that. So Aaron, you and your sons, you're the priest, and the Levites are your helpers. Here's the thing, we already know that. So why is God telling the Israelite people that again? Well, it's because of the context. Why was God telling them that? Because Korah and his family tried to rebel and tried to take over. The people came and they complained and they said, why are you the only one that gets to be the priest? Why is it Aaron? Is it because it's your brother basically? Like, is it because Aaron? Is it because it's your brother Aaron? Is that the only reason why? Aren't we all holy? And so because they had complained and because God had done what he did, now God is repeating. And actually there's something he says inside of it that's not just a repeat. He tells Aaron that you and the priest are going to have to bear the iniquity. Did you catch that? It was in the text. You have to bear the iniquity of Israel. And you have to go and perform the duties of a priest so that there will be no more wrath on Israel. Wait a second. What iniquity? What are we talking about? Korah and his sons and his followers, his companions, and all of those people who had complained against Aaron and Moses. Check this out. Aaron, you're the priest. You still have to be the priest, even though they picked this fight with you, even though they started it, even though they're the ones that did wrong to you, Aaron, you have to still be the priest. You have to perform the priestly duties. You have to bear their iniquities. You have to take their iniquities before the Lord. You have to still be the priest, even though they have wronged you. And isn't that a picture of Jesus with us? Because the truth is that when we sin, we are sinning against God. Things are not a sin simply because you wrong someone else. I hear people say that often. They're like, well, a sin is when you do something wrong or when it's harmful to somebody else. But if it's not harmful to anyone else, then it's not a sin. Well, hold on. Because what sin really is going against God, going against his nature, going against his word. If he has declared something and then you do the opposite of that, you're going against his word. That is a sin. Does that make sense? A sin is not a sin because you harmed someone else, or it's not okay because you didn't harm someone else. A sin goes against God, and every sin is against him. Everything that you do that is a sin, that is an iniquity, is because you're doing it against him, and he sent Jesus to forgive you. Do you see the message of forgiveness that is here? In your own forgiveness, in your own life, would you recognize this? You can't forgive unless someone has hurt you. I remember years ago, I had this anger and bitterness and animosity towards someone who had really wronged me. It was a real wrong. I don't want to go over it here because this is very public and I live in a small town. And so everybody knows everybody and they'll put things together. I'm just going to say that I had a time in my life where I had some bitterness and I had some anger that I had to deal with. And there was a pastor friend of mine who continued to work with me. And this is what he kept telling me. He would say, Justin, it is not biblical that they should forgive you. It doesn't make sense that they would forgive you. You have to be the one to forgive them. They can't forgive you. They did wrong. They don't have anything to forgive you for. So if we're a people of forgiveness, and we are, then you have to forgive them because they're the ones that wronged you. It's the only way you can forgive. There is no forgiveness if somebody doesn't do you wrong first. So you have to be the one to go forgive them. Are you hearing what I'm trying to say? Christ forgives us because we've sinned against him. And so Aaron is a picture of that. Aaron, perform the priestly duties. You have to bear the iniquity of the people, even though that iniquity was against you, even though it was against the priesthood, even though it was against the Levites, even though I've proven that you are the priest. In proving that you're the priest, you have the responsibility of all of these people. So you must bear their iniquity. Somebody's got to bear their iniquity. God doesn't want anybody else to come into the tabernacle. God doesn't want anyone else to come into the sanctuary. It was only for the priest. And we have a great and high priest in the person of Jesus. You see, that's why we don't have to sacrifice animals anymore. That's why we're not under the law anymore, because Jesus fulfilled the law and the covenant, and now we are in him. We are found in him, the Son of God. We are in the new covenant. And in the new covenant, we are covered by his blood. And it is our faith in him. And only that. That's what we're supposed to do. Put our faith in Jesus. There's no action I can take, no animal I can sacrifice, no city that I can go to, no direction that I can face when I pray. Nothing like that. Only faith in Jesus. That's where I find salvation, because he, my priest, bears my iniquity. I hope that makes sense to you, and I hope that you'll come back tomorrow as we dive a little deeper into Numbers chapter 18. I'll see you then.